leaves more garbage in this house than me, you, Tyler, and Brad combined. And Mina.
That's fine. We can lecture her about that.
She is a garbage fiend. Lasagna has more spinach in it than me. But the pies, phenomenal. Oh, they got a chicken Alfredo. Not traditional, but
what about chicken marsala?
They have something like a chicken marsala. They've got a polenta there to die for.
I actually fucking hate polenta.
No.
Hate it. No problem.
Great phone case. No, I hadn't. The crack has happened. Twisted tie. Twisted picks. Season 5. Week 10.
Took some humble pie last week.
I mean, we had a couple consensus picks that went down as favorites that won the game, but did not cover. They were both covering at a certain point.
We got too cocky. We all got too cocky and we wore it, okay? Let's tell the people what it is.
It's hard to be humble when you sit in such a nice kitchen.
Did you guys
all 4 hit random.
All 4 hit random. Well, 8 and 12.
Not only did we all 4 hit the random, but the one game that I hit, I told you guys to take a same game parlay, would have banged. I nailed that to perfection, and my random bet should have offered about plus 300 odds, depending on what site you were on.
So we weren't that bad. All right, and we're going to come back this week. We're starting Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Ravens are -6 at home. This is a Thursday night. Big Bear's putting a Thursday night. We haven't done this all year, but he wants to go early. It's a good game. Over under 53.
Make it quick and easy for you guys. I said last week, Baltimore boat races middle tier teams. It's exactly what I fed you guys last week. I'm feeding you again. Baltimore boat races middle tier teams. Not only that, but they score lots and lots of points. Okay, 53 is a high over. It's going to scare a lot of people. Again, I would like the same game parlay, but the bet for the show is Baltimore -6.
Alrighty, Owl.
Yeah, these teams played earlier in the season, I think week 2, I believe it was, and Cincinnati had a lead in that game. Joe Burrow played phenomenal, threw 5 touchdown passes against them in that game, and they probably should have won. And then we'd be talking about teams that are the exact same record going into this game, but it's a whole different narrative where we like Baltimore more than Cincinnati. That being said, Joe Burrow threw 5 touchdowns last week against the Raiders and was pissed off, sat on the bench, was not even celebrating. He's like, this Raiders suck, and I'm worried about next week. He is pissed. He wants the Ravens. He's going to get the Ravens. I'm taking Cincinnati. One more thing, Bengals are 1-0 since Macaulay Culkin dressed up as Joe Burrow.
All right, twisted tie. What are we thinking?
Baltimore.
Yes, folks, I told you last week that I don't like betting on Baltimore games, and here they are on the board again. I tried to take the under last week, and that failed because the Broncos suck. Clapper.
Terrible. I'm never taking them. I got fooled into taking them because of Clapper. Bo knows Jack. He sucks.
I still don't like Baltimore games. Last time it was up and down. It was a huge high-scoring game. Cincinnati was in it. They're going to stay in it this time. Screw Baltimore. We're going Cincinnati. Next up, Pittsburgh at Washington. This is Owl. We're just going to move down the line here to the Owl. Washington at home. The Commanders looking good. -3 at home. Jaden Daniels healthy. Pittsburgh, Washington over under 45.5.
Absolutely. In case you didn't know, there's a gigantic thing going on in Washington, D.C. this week. It's called the Commanders game. Okay, it is called the Commanders game. And so we've got Pittsburgh, Washington in this game. And I do have a stat here for us. Mike Tomlin of your Pittsburgh Steelers, 25-6 against rookie quarterbacks all time. And you know who he's going against? A rookie quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and run with it. I like Pitt. Give me Pitt and the points in this game. I'm taking them.
Pittsburgh, Tom, whatever his name is, he always finds a way to get a bunch of wins throughout the season.
And J-Ra, or, Russell Wilson, slanging it. Russ cooking. 400. The
They
offense
made
got
some
400
trades
yards.
this week. They're really going for it. I think people are really psyched about Washington. They had the Hail Mary win. I'm going to fade the people here and take Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. And we are going with the Commanders, baby. I've been rolling with the Commanders all year. Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback. Yes, Owl, but he ain't your average rookie quarterback. Mike Tomlin might have been good before, but not against this guy. This is all Jaden Daniels to Terry McLaurin all day long. They're going to roll it up. Washington Commanders, baby.
And over on the number of times I heard the Owls joke today about there's something big going on, biggest day in American
Owl loves
history.
political jokes.
I've heard that one a few times
Got
today,
it.
but I'm taking the under in this game. I think defense shows up for both teams. I know Pittsburgh is a hard-nosed defensive team. I think Washington goes with the flow. 45.5, that's a decently normal over-under for a NFL game, and I'm taking the under.
Alrighty, folks. Our third game is going to be Rick Stoller's game. Detroit Lions at Houston. Lions came out -3 in this one. It's up to 3.5 already. The over-under is 49. Spent the weekend at the Slanted Tree watching my Lions roll it up against the Packers. We got St. Brown doing the exclamation point. This guy leads the league in celebrations. He leads the league in everything.
He was the
We got
second
the
person to
jersey
do that
on.
celebration
Yeah.
that day. He actually
Hey, that's what
copied.
he does. He makes
copied
them
his
famous. When he
teammate.
does it, he makes them famous.
Not really.
Yes, that's
He
what
copies
happens.
off of
Everyone
others.
knows him because of him.
He
St.
copies.
Brown and the Lions, they've been rolling, and I don't
Be
know why
original.
this
Be
spread
original.
is 3.5. Make it happen again. I believe Goff has hit 30 straight to St. Brown targets and catches. It's historical, people. Lions will do it again.
I don't like to admit this, but I think Detroit might be the best team in the NFL. I don't know where this 3.5 line is coming from. I think Houston is starting to flounder a bit. And Detroit is Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, there he goes.
Detroit -3.5. This is a no-doubter. Bet it now because on game day it's going to be 6 or 7. Bet it now. As soon as this comes out, take Detroit.
Houston looked horrible on that Halloween night game.
Horrendous. This is a shocking. This is a too good to be true line. Maybe they know something we don't. It's Detroit -3.5 all day long.
Be original. The under hit in the game, which I'm glad I took that game for that reason, and I hit the under. I'm very
What
proud
about
of
this
that.
game?
This game, Jared Goff is completing 82.8% of passes in the last 6 games, so I'm going to take Detroit.
Be original.
I want to see you do the celebration. The headstand.
I don't want to be the 19th person to do it this
Well,
week.
then give me your original one. I
Well,
want to see that.
We'll show that footage when I go perfect 5-0 this week.
Okay, if you go 5-0, you have to do
You
an
got it.
original
Deal.
celebration.
Deal.
No reason to take Houston here, so sign me up.
5th consensus of the year? 4th? 5th? 5th?
Didn't work
6th?
well last week,
I
but
just
Oh,
said
we
I'm
got-
taking Houston.
Casey's got a nice. Oh, what?
I don't have a
I
baby.
took Houston.
Oh, you're gonna take Houston?
Yeah.
Because there's no reason. Oh, it's not a
Oh,
consensus.
not a consensus.
It's just
Not a
too good to be
consensus. He's
true,
taking
like you
Houston.
said. We just lost on 2 games last week where we were all thinking the same thing. The NFL's weird. They make you think things that aren't really true. The first 2 weeks of the season, Saints got the best offense in the league. Their coach gets fired. They're 2-6. They're 2-7 now.
Nobody thought the Saints were good.
Well, they had the
Yeah.
best offense. They
I
scored on
knew
the
the
first
Saints
15
were not
drives
good.
of the
I knew they weren't
season.
good. I knew they weren't good.
I never thought they were good either.
Their
But
quarterback got injured. That's all right. Our final game of the week. By the way, we've had a Thursday night game, then a day game, then a Sunday night game, and now we're going to Monday Night Football.
Da 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 da.
Da-da.
Da 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Miami Dolphins, fins up. They ruined our consensus pick last week, and now they're at the Los Angeles Rams across the nation. And it's 2.5 at home at SoFi Stadium, over under 50.5. Twisted Ties game.
yes. The Miami Dolphins played their best game of the season last week, and they still lost. The taste of that in their mouth, and going up against a Rams team that's got their weapons now, they're starting to catch a groove. I am taking the Rams -2.5.
I agree with what you said at the end of that. The Rams are catching a groove. They got both their receivers back. I told you Cooper Kupp would go over. He did. Puka Nacua. And they got some other guy that's been catching touchdowns. I don't know his name, but he's good too. I mean, they're
And
good
they had
at
to
all.
travel all the way across.
Yeah. So I'm going Rams as well, minus the 2.5. I think they're getting hot. Watch out for them in that tough NFC West.
This is crazy.
What?
That NFC West is it's a cluster F. You know what I mean? The Arizona Cardinals are leading the NFC West, people. They were supposed to be the worst team in football at the beginning of the year.
The only thing that scares me
But they're
about
the most
this
fun
game
team to watch.
is that it's
Such a
on
fun
Monday.
team to watch. You're not wrong there. I will say I watched that Miami game. They are so much better with Tua. I mean, oh my goodness. It is much different ball game.
Sorry.
But we've had this conversation a lot this year. 90% of the teams in the NFL are
Tua
better
doesn't
with
win.
their
Their
starting
starting
quarterback.
quarterback,
I mean,
yeah,
these
but
backups are awful.
I thought Miami was dead in the water even with Tua. They shut me up last week. I don't know what to do here, but you got to play for the team that's playing for more. I'm going with the Rams. They're 4-4. They're at the top of the division. I'm going to go
Still
Rams
might have a
-2.5.
consensus this week, folks. The Owl is the final.
So it's like the bigger dog runs faster, not the hungrier dog.
I think it's still hungry. It's a hungrier dog.
But it's not hungrier.
Well, but they're playing for something, so they are a little hungry.
Different
That's
taste.
Brad's saying, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. We were asking him.
I think I was
It's
the
just
hungry
a
dog that was
saying.
faster guy.
Much like St. Brown, I'm copying it from someone else. So,
Be original.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to be original with this pick, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the under. That's all I have to say about that. I got nothing. I'm just taking under.
Very exciting prop bets coming up. We will make sure we got these odds locked in and nailed down. The trophy can go first.
We are ready.
All right, folks. It is that time of the week. It is random bets, baby. And first up is going to be Big Bear. What you got for us this week?
I'm hot. 4 in a row, baby. 4 in a row, plus I think 6, 7 units. Who knows at this point?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. I'm plus 11.5 units on these random bets. Man, this is where you can make some money, people. And we're going back to this Thursday game. I told you guys, same game parlay over and Baltimore -6. But one thing is for sure, these boys alluded to it. Joe Burrow slinging the rock. He's in kill mode. I'm going to be modest here, and I'm going to go 275 yards plus 100. I think he's going to be slinging the rock. I think he's going to be playing from behind. I think it's going to be high scoring. All points lead to Burrow throwing a lot of yards. So I'm going to go over 275 yards. Even money. Let's stay hot with the random bets.
Baltimore, but you're going Burrow. It's kind of a contradictory and oxymoron.
Well, I think he's going to be playing behind, so he's going to be throwing the rock
that
a
makes
lot.
sense. That makes sense.
+1.
Yeah, just even money.
I'm going to stay. I'll go ahead and go because I'm going to stay in that exact same game, and I just don't know how greedy I want to be yet. I talked to you about the fact that Joe Burrow was slinging them touchdowns. I could either go Joe Burrow 3 touchdowns
It's a gambling
plus
show.
225,
It's a gambling
or
show.
Joe Burrow 4 touchdowns
It's a
for
gambling
plus
show.
850.
There it is.
You know what we're doing? It's called gambling for a reason, Tyler. Joe Burrow 4 touchdowns plus 850.
4 touchdowns for Joe Burrow. He wants it plus 850, people. He's going big.
Woo!
I really talked you into that one.
You
didn't
did, but guess what? We like it.
So you guys have both gone Burrow. Burrow on the rando and twisted tie.
God,
Otherwise,
Kirk looked
otherwise
good.
I'd be taking this 3 weeks in a row because there's 70% of this earth is covered in water, and the other 30% is Kyler Murray running around your backfield. I'll tell you that. We're taking the Arizona Cardinals -115.
He loves the Cardinals. Cardinals, who are they playing?
70% of this world is covered in earth, and the other 30% is Kyler Murray running around in your backyard. That's what he just said, folks.
I said it's covered in water, and the other 30% is Kyler Murray running around in your
Yeah.
backfield.
It's hilarious.
I thought you said backyard. He could be.
Who are the Cardinals playing?
Those little
It's a
legs
great
just...
game. They're getting in front of the huge
Jets.
media
They're
Jets.
home against the
Oh,
Jets.
And
yeah.
everyone's hyping up and building. I was hoping this line was going to be, maybe plus money, but
Yeah.
All right, folks. No one's talked about those San Francisco 49ers coming off the bye. And I gave you a tight end last week, Cade Otton. I'm going to go to his game, but I'm going to take the other tight end, George Kittle. I'm going over the yards. The Niners don't have their receivers. There's a bunch of tight ends right now that are playing well. That their receivers are out. Same thing with Otton. Play him again. You got Travis Kelce. His receivers are out. You got Brock Bowers. They don't have any receivers in the first place. So all those guys, the tight ends that don't have the receivers on their team, they're throwing it to them. So I'm going George Kittle over the yards. I'll let these guys fight about what my odds are.
Bang, bang, salmon and rice, folks.
4 touchdowns. Huh?
4 touchdowns. Joe Burrow.
4 touchdowns over
4.
How are you going to feel when he has like 1 or none at halftime?
I'm going to feel like Baltimore won, and I probably lost the
If Joe
Cincinnati
Burrow
bet.
throws 4 touchdowns, you have to dress up like Macaulay Culkin.
I have to. Well,